There's a 74-year-old man who has eaten 3 eggs every single morning for 20 years. Same breakfast, same time, same ritual. Because someone told him protein protects your muscles as you age. And he believed it. But here's the part that should stop you cold. His grip strength is still dropping. The muscle on his arms and legs keeps thinning out year after year, no matter how disciplined he is. And the terrifying thing? He's not doing anything wrong. He's doing exactly what he was told. So why is his body ignoring him? It turns out, after 60, something happens inside your muscles that nobody warns you about. A biological shift so significant that the protein strategies that worked for decades, the eggs, the chicken, the protein shakes, quietly stop working the way they used to. Your muscles essentially go silent, and most people respond the only way that seems logical. They eat more protein. Bigger portions, more shakes, more meals. But researchers have discovered that volume isn't the problem, and more of the wrong thing won't fix it. What actually flips the switch back on comes down to one specific food, cheap, already sitting in most grocery stores, that almost nobody over 60 is eating with any intention. And that's exactly what this video is going to show you. Not a supplement you have to order online. Not a powder that costs $60 a tub and ships from a specialty supplier. A real food, plus 5 others that multiply its effects. But before I tell you what it is, you need to understand why your muscles stopped responding in the first place, because once you see it, everything else clicks. And you'll never think about protein the same way again. Why protein stops working after 60. Let's slow down on anabolic resistance for a second, because understanding it is what actually changes how you eat, not just knowing the label for it. Think of muscle protein synthesis as a door. In your 30s and 40s, that door opens with a light push. You eat a normal meal with some protein in it, and the door swings open, your body gets the message, and it starts rebuilding muscle tissue. After 60, that same door doesn't open with a light push anymore. It needs a shoulder against it, a much bigger trigger to swing open at all. The reason comes down to something called the leucine threshold. Leucine is an amino acid, and it acts like the on switch for muscle protein synthesis. Researchers have found that as you age, the amount of leucine needed to hit that threshold and flip the switch keeps climbing. What used to take a modest serving of protein now takes a much bigger hit of the right amino acids just to get the same response. You've probably felt this without having a name for it. The jar lid that used to twist open easily now takes both hands and a grunt. Stairs that felt like nothing now feel like something you calculate before you climb them. Your grip on a heavy grocery bag isn't what it was 5 years ago. Those aren't random annoyances. They're the door needing a bigger push. And this isn't cosmetic. This is the exact pathway that leads to falls, hospital stays, and losing the ability to live independently. Weak grip and thinning muscle are 2 of the strongest predictors doctors have for decline in your 70s and 80s. Now, some videos on this topic love turning this into a countdown clock. A crisis. A scary number dropped on you before any explanation follows, because fear keeps you watching. One popular video opens with a 74-year-old man's scans dropping every single year, throws out a 40% collapse in muscle protein synthesis, and never once explains what that number actually means or why it happens. The drama comes first. The explanation never comes at all. That's backwards. The useful move is understanding the mechanism so you actually know what you're looking for when you're standing in a grocery aisle. And once you understand it, you can see exactly why eggs and chicken, fine as they are, don't clear that higher bar the way they used to, which is exactly why the food we're covering next works through a completely different mechanism than either one of them. The hero food, hemp seeds and the gut-brain muscle connection. So let's actually get into it. One popular video on this exact topic lands on bovine colostrum as its #1 pick. First milk from a cow, sold to you as a powder. And the honest problem isn't whether it works. The problem is availability and cost. Most people watching that video are not going to track down first milking colostrum, collected within 6 hours of a cow giving birth, from some specialty supplier they've never heard of. That's not a realistic plan. That's a fantasy dressed up as advice. And colostrum isn't even the only ask. The same corner of YouTube pushes nutritional yeast, spirulina, bone broth collagen. Every one of those is a fine food on its own. But stack all 6 together, and you're asking someone over 60 to hunt down 6 different unfamiliar products from 6 different aisles or 6 different websites, instead of building one simple habit around something sitting in the baking aisle right now. There's another version of this same problem. A separate video ranks 10 different foods against eggs, chickpeas, quinoa, pumpkin seeds, all the way up through parmesan and dried fish powder. By the time that countdown finally lands on its #1, you've scrolled past 9 other options, and you still don't have a single food you're actually going to buy this week. 10 choices isn't a strategy. It's decision fatigue with a thumbnail. Here's the food that actually solves this: hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are a complete protein, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own and has to get from food. Eggs have that too, so what makes hemp seeds different isn't just the protein count. It's what rides along with that protein. Hemp seeds carry arginine, an amino acid that supports blood flow. And that matters more than it sounds like it should, because your muscle tissue can only use the protein you eat if blood actually delivers it there. In a lot of older adults, blood flow to muscle tissue has slowed down, which means amino acids show up late to a job that needed them an hour ago. Arginine helps open that pathway back up, so the protein you're eating actually reaches the muscle that needs it, instead of circulating without ever getting used. Hemp seeds also contain something called gamma-linolenic acid, a fatty acid tied to lower inflammation markers in aging muscle. This connects back to a process researchers call inflammaging, low-grade inflammation that builds quietly over the years and acts like a slow fire under your muscle tissue, breaking it down a little at a time. Gamma-linolenic acid works against that fire directly. And here's the piece most people never hear about at all. Hemp protein digests slowly, slower than whey, slower than eggs. Normally, slow digestion sounds like a downside. Here it's the opposite. A slower release means amino acids keep entering your bloodstream over a longer stretch of time, which keeps muscle protein synthesis switched on longer instead of spiking and dropping off within the hour. So here's how you actually use this. Raw hemp seeds, 3 tablespoons, stirred into oatmeal, yogurt, or blended into a smoothie. Keep the bag in the fridge, because those fats are delicate, and heat breaks them down. And if you want to get the most out of a serving, eat them within 30 minutes of any physical activity, even something as simple as a walk around the block. That's the window when your muscles are the most ready to actually use what you're feeding them. No first milking window to track down, no pond water taste you have to mask in a smoothie, no waiting on a shipment from a supplement company hoping you'll subscribe again next month. This is a bag on a shelf at any grocery store in the country, sitting there right now, mostly ignored. Picture this 3 weeks from now. The jar lid that used to fight back. The stairs you used to calculate before climbing. Both getting a little easier, not because you found some rare product, but because you started feeding your muscles something they could actually respond to. Food that multiplies. Number 1. Sardines for calcium and contraction strength. Now, once hemp seeds are handled, there's a food that multiplies what they're doing, and it's one you've probably seen before without anyone telling you why it matters this much. Sardines. Here's the thing about how sardines usually get treated on this topic. They show up buried in the middle of some 10-item countdown, sandwiched between chickpeas and Parmesan cheese, treated like just another name on a list. Nobody stops to explain why this one deserves its own habit, instead of a passing mention between item 4 and item 6. One small can of sardines gives you complete protein, omega-3s, calcium, and vitamin D, all in the same bite. That combination is rare. Most foods give you 1 or 2 of those things. Sardines hand you 4, and every single one plays a direct role in whether your muscles actually respond to the protein you're eating. Start with the omega-3s. EPA and DHA, the 2 fats sardines are loaded with, directly boost muscle protein synthesis. That means your body gets better at actually using the protein you feed it. You could eat a technically perfect amount of protein every day, and without enough omega-3s in the mix, a chunk of that protein just goes to waste. Then there's calcium, and this is the part almost nobody explains. Muscle contraction isn't only about protein. Your muscle cells need calcium signaling to actually contract in the first place. Low calcium means weaker contractions, full stop, no matter how much protein is sitting in your system. You can have plenty of muscle tissue and still have it perform weaker than it should, simply because the signal telling it to fire isn't strong enough. Vitamin D ties the whole thing together, because it's what allows your body to actually absorb and use that calcium in the first place. Without enough vitamin D, a lot of the calcium you eat passes through without ever getting where it needs to go. Sardines carry all 3, protein, calcium, and vitamin D, working as one system instead of 3 separate fixes. Here's how to actually use this. 2 to 3 servings a week, canned in olive oil, not the ones packed in soybean oil. Eat them straight on whole grain toast, or mash them with avocado and a little lemon. Simple, cheap, and it's sitting in the same aisle as everything else you already buy. Food that multiplies it. Number 2. Lentils for steady fuel and recovery. Next up, lentils. And I want to be upfront about something. There's a video out there that wraps lentils into a whole story about the prophet Elijah collapsing in the wilderness and getting fed by an angel. Interesting history, sure. But it never once tells you how much to eat or when. You walk away with a nice story and 0 actual plan. That's not what you're getting here. Lentils are the fuel behind muscle repair. They're rich in folate and iron, both of which keep oxygen moving to the muscle tissue that's actively trying to rebuild itself. Muscle repair is an oxygen-hungry process, and without enough iron, that whole system slows down quietly, without ever announcing itself as the actual problem. That's the tricky part about low iron in older adults. It doesn't show up as a dramatic symptom. It shows up as feeling a little more tired than usual, a little weaker than usual, and most people just chalk that up to getting older. A simple blood test can catch this, and it's worth asking your doctor about, because what feels like normal aging is sometimes just an iron problem wearing aging's clothes. Lentils also carry fiber and complex carbs that keep your blood sugar steady instead of spiking and crashing. That matters more than people realize, because a blood sugar crash doesn't just make you tired. It kills your motivation to get up and move at all. And movement is part of what keeps this whole muscle-building system working. Steady fuel means you actually want to take that walk instead of collapsing onto the couch an hour after lunch. On top of all that, lentils carry a real amount of leucine, the same amino acid we talked about earlier that acts as the switch for muscle protein synthesis. Every bit of leucine you get from food helps you cross that threshold that gets harder to reach after 60. The target here is simple: 1 cup, cooked, daily. Pair it with something carrying vitamin C, a handful of tomatoes, a squeeze of lemon, because vitamin C helps your body actually absorb the iron lentils are giving you. Skip that pairing, and you're leaving a chunk of the benefit on the table. Food that multiplies. At number 3, walnuts and the gut bacteria discovery. Last one, and this is the food that gets left out of every single video on this topic. Walnuts. Not once do you see them mentioned alongside spirulina or bovine colostrum, even though walnuts have real trial data behind them, and they're already sitting in most people's pantry right now, usually forgotten in the back of a cabinet since the holidays. The trial worth knowing about is called WAHA. Researchers tracked older adults over 2 years, and the group eating a daily handful of walnuts held on to cognitive and physical function noticeably better than the group that didn't. 2 years is a long time for a food that costs a few dollars a bag to keep showing an effect. Here's the mechanism, and it's a strange one. Your gut bacteria take compounds in walnuts and break them down into something called urolithins. Those urolithins are linked to better physical performance markers, which means the benefit isn't just sitting in the walnut itself. It's happening because of what your gut does with it after you eat it. That's a completely different pathway than anything hemp seeds, sardines, or lentils are working through. Walnuts also carry polyphenols, plant compounds that fight oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is the wear and tear that piles up in muscle tissue every time you're active. And over the years, that wear and tear is part of what accelerates muscle aging in the first place. Less oxidative strain means your muscles come back cleaner after activity, instead of limping through a slower, messier repair job. That's the anabolic resistance fight again, just coming at it from a completely different angle than the other 4 foods. The target here is simple: a small handful daily, stored in the fridge so the oils don't turn on you, tossed into oatmeal or scattered over a salad. So here's the shift I want you to walk away with. This was never about eating more protein. It's about eating protein that actually clears the higher threshold your muscles now require after 60. And notice what you didn't need to do any of this. No supplement stack, no powder shipped to your door, no product collected within 6 hours of a cow giving birth. 5 foods most people already know how to shop for and already know how to cook. That's the real advantage over the colostrum and spirulina root. Your homework is small. Add hemp seeds to 1 meal this week. Once that feels normal, layer in sardines, lentils, or walnuts, whichever fits your kitchen first. Give it 3 weeks and pay attention to the stairs, the grip on that grocery bag. And when you're ready for the daily habit that multiplies all of this even further, that's exactly what the next video walks you through.